Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beards and Barbarians, episode 49. As you see, we got the amazing Steve, aka Dragon X, back, as sadly he wasn't here last episode. And once again, we got Ryan, aka Run Damage. Let's get into some announcements and go right into the game because it's going to be a very interesting episode, to say the least.
It means we split the party beyond comparison, and we've got a bunch of angles we got to work.
Wait, it's Run Damage? I thought it was Run DMG.
It's Run DMG.
He's
Dungeon Master's guy.
Oh, yeah, so Brad, you're all kind of screwed up.
Yeah, he said Alex.
This goes to show that I'm too awkward to correct something.
The announcement.
That's Southern polite.
So Run DMG. Let's move forward.
Yeah. So, our first sponsor of the night has always been our sponsor for damn near 50 main campaign episodes at this point. Is W Energy. It is on our link tree. You can click it. Is that a shaker cup from W?
It's a shaker cup from W. It's got a little anime girl on it.
Well, see, there you go.
Did you put that on, Brandon?
No,
I didn't. It's actually on there.
Oh, okay.
You can get you a shaker
Printed.
cup and the stuff to put in the shaker cup. And guess what happens if you buy both? You still get 10% off. It's a great, all-natural tasting energy drink that doesn't give you the jitters, and it tastes. They really do. Like I say that because, it's an ad, but it's 100% honest opinion. Like they're really, really good quality energy drinks, and like I said, it's not carbonated because I'm drinking a carbonated drink like straight when I get up in the morning. It makes your tummy all feel weird.
Makes my heart hurt a
You got
little bit.
all the bubbles, but there's no jitters. Joe is drinking blood.
I'm getting ready for Logan's next one.
Straight grenadine.
Jesus!
Joe has a low iron count, fun fact. Not anymore. But if you go to W on our link tree, click it, check out, enter the promo code NAT20BEARDS, and you get 10% off everything you order. So you could order like one of everything, and the 10% off still goes for everything.
Yes. For everything.
Ba-bam. Joe,
Bam.
hit it with your stuff.
Yo, as normal, we also have Dragon Nest delivery. Cute little box. Coolness. All right, but basically what it is it is a D&D one shot in a box. You get copyright-free music with it. A fun module every month to about 3-4 hours, sometimes longer, depending upon how he's feeling. There's homebrew items, classes, and different things now being added to those boxes. It comes with snacks. We have this Japanese gum that I'll be trying today. And it comes with dice. So it comes with a set of metal dice and plastic. I don't know if I have. I do. So came with these purple ones, a little shine on there. And then it came with these heavy metal ones that are heavy.
Those look nice.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Worth the price of the box alone for a full set of metal dice every month.
That's how I feel. And also, if you guys are interested and want to get a box, it's in our link tree, but there's also a code this month for a discount. The code is Beards Are Cool. You'll get 15% off of your first box.
Oh, what's
Beards
the
are
title?
cool.
What's the title of this month's one shot, or do they have titles?
I can tell you, actually, if I open the email.
Is that code Beards ARE or Beards R? Cool.
ARE.
Okay.
Yeah,
The specification.
we're getting hooked on phonics style. No, I'm just kidding.
Beers are cool.
Beards are. We're getting ready for a one shot. Whispers of the Dune is the one shot this month.
Ooh.
And the subclass is the archaeologist.
Ooh, you could be Indiana Jones.
Boom! Or Lara Croft.
What's
Whichever one you
Lara
think's cool.
Croft? Yeah.
Whip.
The last thing I want to talk about is this still going, or are we donezo now?
It is soft over. So the charity drive is soft over. It's going to remain, basically all the rewards are basically removed, but it's going to be soft open because there's a couple of last minute like social media based donations, and those won't be coming. But so I know I and a couple other ones were donating all our social media stuff. I just took the money out that I assumed I would make. Whatever corrections to that adding onto it, I'm going to add later, but it won't get dropped till later in the month. And there's also like 1 or 2 makeup events that is going to happen. One of which has like Don Marshall of Lord of the Rings like Casual Facts fame. He and his wife or partner are going to be doing some kind of like Road Warrior-esque head-to-head D&D game, and that's going to be happening, I think, next weekend potentially. So there's going to be some donations maybe coming in from that, but where we're at right now is $25,536 for like the actual end of the campaign.
Crap.
Yeah, it was sick. It was a great time. We did a lot for charity, and I'm very, very stoked for what we did. We're talking about maybe doing this again next year. Giving some time to rest before we do it again. There was one person who was like, "Oh, let's do this every month." And I was like, "No, thank you, please, no." So much work on my end.
The good news is, I don't doubt it was a lot of work for you. But the good news is that 25,000 is going to be able to help a lot of people.
Oh yeah, so very excited about that.
Yeah, 25.5, over halfway to 26K. That's crazy.
Isn't that the same amount that Critical Role donated?
Yeah, they did two separate donations of $25,000. We matched one.
Hell yeah!
Go Arsh. Go Arsh.
Ah,
Still a huge achievement.
So a bunch of TikTok
Okay.
streamers beat out one of Critical Role's donations.
Just one.
Yeah.
That's
We're
kind of
not-
sad.
They're a
Them at the same
multi-million-dollar
time.
company.
It's
We're a
charity.
bunch of randos, and we
Yeah.
managed to knock it
You
out the
know
park.
what?
So.
Win's a win.
Take
Win
that,
is a win.
W is a
Marisha Ray.
W.
We get our
Alrighty.
name on the board.
All right, we're gonna go to an intro because this episode is just hang on to your seats, kids. This is gonna be a lot. Not good.
It's gonna be a lot for
No.
all of us.
Yeah, let's just go to break.
Oh,
Let's just hit the intro.
intro.
It's gonna. I don't know if any.
Oh, I'm not ready.
You should be.
I'm Okay, so a lot of stuff going to be happening. We have 3 separate parties traveling across different parts of the land. Some people going to the Void to head towards the Great Empire, and also staying in the Republic, going to a Goblin Cave. Why are you not being my friend? Here you are.
Do us a roll
Trace
for who
it.
goes
So-
first.
So, yeah, we're gonna quickly talk about last session because one of our players sadly wasn't here. The party kind of discussing what's going to be going down with, you know, their overall plans. Everyone has ideas they want to do. It was very complicated to see all of the tasks being done if the party headed in one big group. So they decided to split off to conquer a bunch of tasks. Kailu bringing cars to the Void to experience the Void and talk with Ferrer. You have Jimathorn taking Raven to the Great Empire and
Great
showing
idea.
him where the entrance would be. And you have Rubio, Eldarian, and Onyx going to the Goblins to try to recruit a new ally.
The
At the
goblin.
end of the last session, everybody kind of made their way out of the capital, and Kars and Kailu walked to a tree and teleported to the Void with her druid powers. The 5 of you still kind of stand outside the walls, figuring out how you're going to get there. Because last session, Onyx was denying putting a carriage on his griffin for Eldarian, so you kind of have to discuss how you're getting there. Because the overall plan of traveling, flying would be a lot easier because all you're doing is heading west to a marked spot on Rubio's map, and the travel down south through Andor. What are you guys going to do as you all stand outside the walls?
Me and Jim Jam just took off.
You
He's
are
got the
going on
broom.
foot.
Yeah, he's got the broom, and I've got the hippogriff.
Okay, cool. So you guys hit to the air right away. Raven's introduced to, or wait, Jim Jam's on the broom,
Yes.
or Jimathorn. I can't call you that. So you notice right away this broomstick is very slow. You're seeing Raven on his hippogriff get up, and he's gone.
What's the
Probably the speed of the hippogriff is 45 feet.
speed of the hippogriff? 60 feet.
60 feet?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 60 feet. The magical broomstick, because it's Baba Yaga's and it's not designed for flying. Fun fact. It is 25 feet. So you're going slowly behind him. So you got Raven as you kind of peer your head back. You're seeing Jim Jam, as you would know him as, just riding on a broomstick, heavily slower than you. How tall are you again? You're
Me?
6 foot. No, Jim Jam or
Okay.
Jimathorn.
Like 6 or 7 feet tall, you know, somewhere in that range.
We'll say like
All
a
peace.
Same height.
6 foot
We're
10.
both same height, 6'8".
Okay, so you see a 6'8" glowing gem dragonborn on a tiny little broomstick going super slow, as you green dragonborn are flying on a hippogriff, not looking absurd, but not looking normal, because you're still way bigger than the average person who would ride a hippogriff.
Hey, Jim Jam. We should
Yeah?
probably walk.
Well, I mean, you know, I gotta, you know, if you're, I mean, you know, I mean, if you want, I thought it was kind of cool, but I guess we can get
No, I
back
mean,
down
we
on the
can
ground
keep
if you want.
going. I could just fly ahead and wait for you to catch up. Fly ahead, wait for you to catch up. Fly ahead, wait for
Well-
you to catch up. Fly ahead, wait for you to catch up.
Can your wing boy, can it run? Because my Drake can run.
Yeah, he can. Yes, he can run. As I check the monster manual.
I got movement speed about 40 feet.
I don't know that number. Same. Hippogriffs also have 40 feet. Yeah, so we could. Okay, we'll just ride them like horses.
So as the two of you are kind of flying in the sky, I'd say Eldarian, Onyx, and Rubio, you guys can vividly see this. You see a raven take off, and then Jimathorn kind of hover a bit, and then hover a little more, and just slowly start to take off, chasing after him. They both land and just start walking, or riding their mounts.
Monks are slower.
As the three of you see them take off,
Jesus.
how do you make your way to the Goblin Cave, just south of Stillwater?
Alright,
I
you guys
have-
still got that carriage, and it was a hippogriff that was attached to it.
Aye.
Yeah, you guys still got that knocking about.
I believe it's nearby, but I have to drop off one thing to show the queen I'm not a complete shite,
Okay.
and then I'm good.
Where
Also-
might I find that carriage? I'm gonna go collect it.
Where the fuck do we put it?
I can. It should just be
Right
outside
outside.
the tavern.
Okay, good.
Where?
You said
I knew it was nearby.
you said happy wife, happy life last week, and you tried to do it with Queen. I came up with happy throne, happy home.
That's a good one.
I like that. I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, we'll just load in the carriage. I'll fly. We'll all fly to the castle and then start making our way. I'm
Alright.
on my griffin,
So you
which
guys
I
make
will
your
say
way-
is better than hippogriff because it's got 80 flying speed.
Oh.
Boom, faster.
Wow.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
as you make your way, you see Rubio hop out of the carriage and make his way back to the throne room where Terry would most likely be. What do the two of you do? Do you just wait for him to quickly come back out, or are you
Yeah.
going to be doing?
Yeah, rock paper scissors. Put down in rock paper scissors.
How long do you think he'll be? Want to get a drink real quick? I'm sure this flight's going to be long.
No, I don't want to drink. Do you,
You
know
don't?
how this griffin flies? It's left, right, barrel rolls. I'm not throwing
Ah.
up on the flight.
It's a straight line. Why would you do barrel rolls?
I like a little excitement in my life.
Okay, we'll just wait then.
Just wait.
Rubio, you make your way into the throne room. You, knowing this throne room well, you are introduced to every single seat that would have been on the right side completely smashed to pieces. The piano that sits kind of left of the throne completely obliterated. Your throne is on fire, and Terry is holding
no.
a hammer, hyperventilating. What do you do?
I deactivate my shadow armor. I put down everything I have in my hands, apart from a sack, which I tie to my belt to not make it like the main part of why I'm coming there. I'll walk like 20 feet towards her until I see her eyes flare, and then I'll stop and raise my hands like I'm in front of a T-Rex, and I just don't move.
What are you doing back?
I said, I come in peace. I have something for the kingdom. I'm still the king you chose. And I want to do that job. I'm not just some willy-nilly adventurer that ruins his family lives. And I want to prove that with a tiny step forward in this long journey we call a marriage.
See, I think you're just full of tomfoolery. I don't take your words seriously after what you've done and what you have made our child into. He's at the tailor's right now, and every time they fucking measure him, he grows. I've been
Laughing out
having
of game.
class with him. So, give me that sack and get going. Who knows when Zephyro will attack next?
Didn't realize she noticed the sack, so I'll pull it out and I'll say, this is 24,000 gold pieces. I've done the research of what upgrades the city needs in order to survive and house a bigger following. There's much to be done, and this is the first bit. I genuinely promise everything and anything I've done is for the betterment of our family, the kingdom, and nothing for myself. I'm not a greedy man. I just get the job done. And I'll put the sack in front of me on the floor and I say, I'm also a smart man, and I'm not going to hand this to you. But all I'm going to say is I've got a job to do, and I'm going to give you space. But just know that I love you and the young lad, James, with all my heart. And that much, I can promise you, is the truth.
She just stands there staring at you, holding on to the kind of fire axe she has in her hand with the mallet on the other side. And she's just kind of looking at the goal and looks at you and says not a word.
With my hands still raised, I'll back up towards my gear that I took off and say, believe what you must, but I will get the job done. Whether that means I stay king in this place, or you decide otherwise. But take your time to think about that while I get the business done. And take care of James. And I'll pick my stuff up, I'll activate my shadow armor, and I'll leave without a second thought.
The second your back is turned, to the left of you, the axe that she's holding hits the door. And if your head turns back, she kind of like tilts her head. Come home in one piece, for if anyone's going to fucking kill you, that's not going to be me. I'm too tired. Go!
My head won't even turn. Like I am perma shell shock from hell. A little axe hitting the door is not gonna bother Rubio at all. He's just gonna walk out the door and be like, he'll say to himself, she'll get over it. I'll head to the dungeon real quick prior to walking out, and I'm gonna check who's actually in there and see if we have any goblins present. This is my last thing, and I'm out.
Yep, the second you get downstairs and you get access, Benjamin opens the door. The entire time you're in the presence of Benjamin, he is nonstop talking. And you go downstairs to realize there's no one else down here.
It's empty, hey.
It's empty. It just filled with enough equipment, enough armor, enough swords, and enough bows to probably enforce an army of 100,000 soldiers.
We don't have any prisoners, okay.
Primary.
Yeah, Rubio's gonna walk in, grab a torch, be like, hey, Benjamin. He's gonna walk down, look with the torch, see it's empty. Goodbye, Benjamin, and hang up the torch again and leave. Like a 10-second interaction.
Let me know what you think about the idea of the stars actually being people in the sky, okay? When you come back, let me know what you think. As you're walking out of the building.
I'm gonna say over my shoulder, write it down. I've got too many things to think about.
Yeah, okay. And he makes his way over to his desk where you see probably a pile of 1,000 pieces of paper, probably from people asking him to do the same thing.
We'll have to go through that pile. It's gotta be at least one good idea. I'll head straight back to my group. That's all I needed to do.
As you hop in and deeds are done, do the three of you take off, or is there anything else you guys...
I almost forgot. Here's something for you. I gave you a potion of supreme healing. Potion of healing supreme. And I will give you where'd they go? 2 graders.
The Eldarian, right?
Who? To Eldarian.
Okay, I'm like, you already gave me a bunch. I'm set for potions.
I don't need heals. I am the heal.
I am
So
the
one,
Booker.
1 supreme and 2 greater.
Nice. Yeah, Ruby will come back to the cart where the other two are sitting. You say, "Well, the wife still hates me, but what else is new? Let's go get ourselves some goblins."
You know, it's funny that all this turmoil happened because you beat everybody else in a battle.
Hey, it's a curse and a blessing to be this powerful. Mainly a curse.
Right.
But it's fun.
yeah.
Oops, wrong character.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I enjoyed it all.
What do you mean, Eldarian?
I just put all my items in Nodwick.
Voices. They're back. Oh god.
What? I don't even want to know. Just let's go.
Onward.
I'll
The
hop in the
hippogriff
back and just
takes
slump.
off as its wings stretch out, or the griffin takes off as its wings stretch out and starts to flap, allowing you guys to overpass the wall and reach up into the sky as you head east towards the location that you were told where the goblin cave entrance would be. Realizing no matter how far or how fast you guys are going, it's going to be about a 2 to 4 hour journey, depending on how high you go in altitude. But as you guys are flying there, we travel back in time to Raven and Jim Jam as you guys finally land. Not land, but you guys are probably walking now for about an hour. Stories most likely have been spewing out of both your mouths about your life in the Great Empire, Jimathorn, and Raven's life as a commander. How you guys are comparing it and your similarities to the Andor army compared to the Great Empire army might be a conversation or just history. As you guys finally get to the border where Raven, the last time you had seen this border, it was complete darkness across the entire grass, dead trees and bushes that looked like pine needles. And now it is filled with greenery, life in the trees, blossoming and being thicker and more massive than the dead versions of themselves.
Oh, it's so bright.
Yeah, so this was I don't know if would I have come through here before on my way there, or
Ooh. Wait,
would I be able to clock a difference in this?
roll me insight. Let the dice decide.
Insight, you say?
Yeah.
It's a natural 11 plus 9, so dirty 20.
You
A
get-
filthy,
okay.
You get
naughty
plus
20.
things?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, you noticed right away that when you passed through here, this was all dark. This was just like pure dead land. And when you walked through, you were fighting these shadow creatures that would just come out of nowhere and try to suck the soul out of you.
Well, I'll be damned. The last time I was here, there's a bunch of creatures trying to suck the soul out of me, if you get my drift.
That sounds like so much fun. That sounds so much better than what we're doing right now.
You know, it's less fun. It was less fun than you think it was. But yeah, I wonder what happened over here. This is improvement, if you ask me. But
I tend to do my best work in battle, so I'm not too shy of. I did a couple stealthy missions, but mostly I like to get up close and personal with things and make them bleed profusely. Oh, nope, he wouldn't know that word. Bleed a lot.
all right, you know that sounds. You know what? Good for you. That's great.
A little bit of
I'm more of
Austin
a-
intelligence slipped in.
A little bit more of a talker, a little bit more of a ranged person. You know, I like to see people, drop from a distance. You catch my drift.
Yeah, no, I do. I knew a couple people back in the crew that did that. I just I feel like it's less personal from a distance.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like it.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing personal, just business. You know what it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, I know how it is. I just like to, that may be bad people, but if I get up close and personal, at least I can remember the faces and maybe show them some sort of honor down the road.
Can you both roll me? My God, my brain just decided to shut off. Can you both roll me perception?
Would a passive of 24 cover
Yeah,
it?
that would be fine. I'll wait for Raven.
Do I have?
Jesus
I get.
Christ.
Hold on. I get positives for perception.
Persuasion.
I rolled an 11, so a 12. What up?
12? Yeah, so you noticed it more. You don't notice what Jimathorn notices, but I'll kind of explain it. Jimathorn, you because you're standing on this border, you're now seeing hundreds, if not thousands, of just citizens all dressed in white cloaks walking in, and they look beaten. Some of them have like missing limbs, missing fingers, ears. You can smell the filth coming off of them. They haven't showered or had a bath longer than Raven. And Raven, you notice Jimathorn or Jim Jam looking off away from you as you guys are having a conversation. That most likely would have piqued your interest to look aside, and you see the same thing.
It's a lot of people.
He's peering off. He's like, oh, I wonder what he's thinking about. Hey, look, a bird.
There's a lot of people over there, and
where?
I point. It's like I can smell. They don't. I can smell the blood on the wind. Something's hinky here. Wearing white robes, but they seem to be traveling hard the last couple of days.
You think they're trouble?
Do I think they're trouble?
What's your passive insight?
Would be like a 19.
Oh no, you think there's something deeper. Like they're not trouble, but they might be in trouble.
I don't know if they're trouble, but they certainly need some help.
Well, I mean, I can go talk to them if you would like.
You know what? Maybe I'll lead this one. You follow up, you watch the back. I'm a bit of a raconteur. I'm a bit of a storyteller. I like to jibber jabber. And I feel like you're more of a strong, silent type that likes to intimidate. And I feel like we should use that.
There were words there that you have used that I don't quite get. So why
all
don't
of them
you
are positive.
take the lead on this one, and then I'll just watch our sixth.
You know what? You say you don't know those words, but that's exactly what I just said. As I start to on my Drake start to amble down.
That's right.
So Ryan, you get a golden star. You are the first in 49 episodes to actually talk Raven out of talking to somebody. You get a golden star as you travel towards these thousands of people. Some of them now noticing two big dragonborns, one riding a drake and one riding a hippogriff, marching towards them. So some of them are peering off towards you. As we travel over to Kailu and Cars, as they open up a different tree within the center of the void and walk through.
Oh, he is the first one, isn't he? Everybody else just kind of lets it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really funny.
There we go. The two of you teleport out of a random tree in the center of a forest. Cars, you probably never had been here, and as you're looking around, these trees are probably 10 times the size of any tree you've ever seen, if you're comparing to simple trees in the Republic, Zuskia, or even Eden's Garden, not mentioning the World Tree, but they are coming close to the size of the World Trees, just tons of them scattered across this forest. Massive overview, and the smell of fresh pine just punching you in the nose as you two walk out of this glowing portal from a tree, just exiting out. The branches and the bark just closes itself up. And what do the two of you do?
Well, I'm gonna get my bearings because I have a feeling I know where I'm at in regards to where we've popped out at. I'm pretty sure I know which tree we came out of, but I would like to get my bearings just in case. So I'm gonna give a quick look around.
Roll me survival.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay. I'm using digital dice tonight. Oh, that was not good. So that was a 9.
You are lost. This
All
forest
right.
is massive. It takes up an eighth of Andor. Card.
Kailu is going to say absolutely nothing about the fact that she doesn't actually know where they're at.
Okay.
Cars, what do you do when you walk out?
Well, I was told to be pretty and say nothing and do nothing to dissuade. So, Cars will do that. However, out of curiosity, you looking around, Logan, Kailu looking around, how out of place, how much do you put on that you're lost? Out of curiosity.
You said you wanted to keep it a secret. If you do want to keep it a secret, you can roll me deception.
Oh, I do so love rolling
So good.
dice.
So good.
Before I do that, I do want to. I'm very quickly going to double. Yeah. I totally had that spell. Okay. I thought so. Roll deception. You said.
I did.
I have a feeling this is not going to go well, but it could be fun. Who's to say? That's a 10 from me.
Okay, so no, Cars knows. He is a passive insight of,
Yeah.
I believe, 20.
Yeah, and if you had me roll, I rolled a 31.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, okay.
You're good.
I'm not good at
all
talking,
maybe
but I
roll.
can
Fine.
see people.
I can see things. I can see
things. So do I know that like Kailu's very clearly out of place and lost then? Is that
Yeah,
fair
no,
to say?
Yeah, no, the furrowed brow. She's kind of just looking around. She's like,
I wouldn't say.
where's
you
the
think
sun
she's
coming
lost,
from?
But she doesn't know exactly which direction to head.
Okay, sure. So well, yeah, what happens? Go for it.
Well, realizing that I actually don't know where the hell I am right now, I'm going to use 3 charges of my staff, and I'm going to cast Speak with Plants, and I'm going to touch tree.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm reading this. I've never actually done this before.
Cars put it in his mouth then.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna.
As you're doing that, like all you hear behind you is like the soft gruff of like a. So we're never mind. As you like touch a tree and clearly doing something like focused.
Druidy.
Yeah, druidy.
Right. Just like, hello, you're looking very, very strong today. Very tall, very green. Would you happen to know exactly where I'm at?
You're in the forest of the void.
How far away am I from the entrance of the void?
An hour's travel.
Which direction?
South.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, you're looking lovely, you and those wonderful roots and your knotted bark. Thank you. And then she's oh god, how long does this last actually, now that I'm thinking about it? I don't see anything that says how long. 10 minutes. All right. So he's gonna be talking for a good 10 minutes. I have no more questions for him. So he's just gonna be vibing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn to Cars and be like, south is where we're supposed to be heading. About an hour. If hopefully nothing else gets in our path.
You got my dagger if you need it. But aside from that, I was told to follow, and I'll do that.
All right, off they go. She's gonna start walking south.
And as you're heading south for about an hour, Cars, with your passive investigations, instantly you realize, you feel it. Someone's watching you. There is something that's following you deep in the trees, managing not to be seen, but the piercing eyes are like kind of catching from the back of your head.
Okay. Cars is taking what he was told by Kailu very literally. He will take a note and focus on like directionally where this is coming from and like where these eyes are piercing from.
Okay.
Kailu might notice that Cars is like not quietly doing it or like trying to hide it. He's very close behind you. Like when your left foot picks up, his right foot takes that spot. Like he's very awkwardly close. But yeah, he doesn't say anything about us being, watched per se. Just seems a little bit closer to you than normal. Like I guess that would be the only.
She'd probably go about 15 minutes of this before she like stops and like turns around. Are you okay? You seem a little unsettled.
Well, just trying to follow. I don't want you to. Yeah, following.
That's a non-answer, but I'll let you do whatever you're doing, I suppose. And getting absolutely nowhere.
Is it bothering you? I'm sorry. Wait. I just want to clarify. Is it bothering you?
No. I am fine. You just seem bothered, and I don't want you to be bothered. I don't know what would be bothering you. I assume you're not as comfortable around nature as I may be, but you seem bothered.
Well, nature more or less is where I'm most comfortable. But I've alluded to it before. I used to be a hunter. I live in the forests. I'm comfortable here. It's not that.
Well, if it's not the trees and the plants and the little critters running around, then what is it? What's bothering you?
Have you, Brad? Is the eyes like that feeling still there?
It's been there. It's gotten worse.
Okay. You don't notice, do you?
As soon as he says that, I need you to roll me investigations.
Let's see if they do.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's see how high I roll on this one. 13. The highest I've rolled so far.
The second he says that, you take a gander around, and right away you see a centaur. And the second you two make eye contact, it dashes towards you, going full speed. And the closer it gets, the louder you hear him screaming, Kailu! Kailu! As he's going right at you.
Okay, that's alarming. Oh goodness. Okay, well, since he's coming at me screaming his name in good faith, Kailu's probably going to take like a couple steps back and be like, oh god, but isn't going to like outright be aggressive.
Yeah, cars when you like blatantly look, kind of that you just hear like a before the centaur even makes a noise, and like steps not in front of you, but like to the side of you, and like his both not his daggers are out, his hands are up, like preparing to like take on some type of maybe a tackle. He doesn't know the intent of this picture.
So as you two get into your stances, he gets right up to you, and probably 10 to 15 feet away, he decides to drop down on his side and slide right up to your feet. Kailu, do you remember me?
I don't know, DM. Do I remember him?
You can roll history with advantage.
Ooh, with advantage. My favorite way to roll things. Okay. I'm gonna do the thing. Hold on. Click, and then click, and roll. There we go. Alright, nice. With advantage, that's a 25.
Yeah, you remember him. So when Eldar had landed when he was taking you and Rubio to the Republic to deal with matters with Terry, him and Eldar and Rubio both walked away as they left you in the Hippogriff. That's how you managed to walk up to a tree, study it, and you met a centaur named Mater. And this is him. You had a good probably 10 to 15 minute conversation before he left.
Hold on, I'm typing real quick notes. You said he's a centaur?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, recognizing him now, Kailu's going to get very excited and immediately run up to him and, like, if he's, like, eye level with her...
Yeah.
Kind of. If he's close enough, she's just gonna grab at his face and be like, oh, hello, friend. It's been such a... not a long time, but long enough. How have you been?
I've been good. And is this Cars Laville?
Yes, this is my good friend Cars. He's accompanied me through the void.
He's the main one you're talking about.
Wait, what?
I'm joking. Jesus Christ, let's take everything so seriously.
Well, if you remember correctly, I said he was rough around the edges. I didn't exactly say he was mean.
No, you said no, nothing like that. I like the tough words. Me and Ferrer have a weird sense of humor.
Okay. Good to know. How have you been? Where are you heading? Do you just so happen to be heading to the void?
He then gets up and reaches down and he picks up a bag, and you see the bag is just filled with berries. You can't roll these in the void, so I go out here to get them. I'm going back. If you're heading that direction, I can take you as far as the entrance.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yes, please. What a serendipitous opportunity for this.
And he then bows to allow both you to hop on his back.
All right, well, I'm down. That sounds like a great plan. Kylo climbs on up. No questions asked.
So he then starts to dash, and this is where we travel back to Eldarian, Onyx, and Rubio as they slowly start to land with their griffin and carriage outside of a small little thing.
Oops.
You're a small little thing.
You're a small little thing.
Got him. Accidentally just
Every
closed the map.
time.
We got him.
Boys, we got him.
So as the three of you land and dismount out of the carriage, you kind of walk towards what seems to be a giant crater in the ground, and two torches being lit that are very fresh. Like they haven't been burning for a while. Somebody just lit these as the night sky starts to shade over.
From those torches, does it look like the footsteps went away from the hole or towards the hole for
Both.
whoever placed it?
There is tons, and this doesn't even need a check. There are tons and tons and tons of foot track, tiny, tiny little feet, like children's feet, going in and out of this little cave.
Okay.
I would
Sorry.
I would bet that this is where we need to be.
Agreed. Adardian, I think we found the right hole. Goblins in their holes.
That's what she said.
Paladin, I knew it.
Down the right hole.
Oh, alright. So, what exactly is the plan here? We just gonna barge in and introduce ourselves, kill the guy in charge, and take over? What are we doing?
I planned on having a bit of a parlay with the green buggers. I think King Arthur was a visionary of combining the race and creating peace in this continent, and I think he was onto something with the goblins. This wasn't just randomly inspired. I'm doing this because Arthur and Mergehead are onto something. So I'm gonna go down there. I have an offer for them, but I'm gonna ask them what their previous offer was, because if they're willing to negotiate with Arthur, I think we have a chance.
Well, lead the way.
He'll take out his staff and his rapier and say, "Worst case scenario, we kill them all. Let's go."
Sorry. I got me. You got me and the griffin. Is this hole big enough for my griffin to fit in?
I'd imagine
I'd say so. It's a fairly massive crater.
He's
It
coming
gets
with-
more and more narrow as we go deeper, so there is a possibility he'll get stuck, but I'll never say no if you want to bring him.
He's coming.
I'll grab one of them
Lord.
torches too.
Here, I'll make you a token for him real quick.
I can just throw Griffin down, no worries.
Oh, you got one?
I got a ton.
How, like, this hole, is there like a gradual slope to get in, or is it more of a straight drop? Like, is it more like an anthill kind of vibe where it goes in and out, like you
I
could
need you to
walk?
make one for me. I do not have one. I have a Griffin. It is more of a. I mean,
It's like a
you can only
natural hole?
see about 60 feet down within it, even with dark vision, and it
Oh.
looks like it just gradually goes down. Like you can walk down it like a little slope.
I'm gonna take one torch in hand, go up to the lip. I'm gonna actually grab the other torch, and I'm just gonna yeet it down into the hole.
It just goes down like a nice, decent slope, and eventually it vanishes. Probably, most likely, because it's just so deep within it, or there's a puddle it could have landed on.
I'm gonna listen just briefly and make sure that didn't stir up any trouble or anything. That was kind of half the reason I was yucking it down there.
Roll me investigations, and if any of you are trying to hear as well, as you can tell, that's kind of what Rubio's doing. Feel free.
With advantage, baby.
Well, I suck at
I'll take
investigating.
the 23.
Oh Jesus!
Good for you guys. I am very good at it.
No sounds besides just driplets of water, deeper and deeper, like very, 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 very faintly. You can hear drums.
Oh, okay. I'll pick up to this little pitter patter and say, "Oh, the earth has a heartbeat. I hear drums. I think this is the correct hole, but judging on the torch getting thrown down there, I don't think there's any immediate danger with a heartbeat. But keep on the lookout for traps. Sneaky bastards."
I have a what's it called? Drift globe. I have a source of light that won't extinguish if we need that.
Well, you keep that on your person. I'll just use this torch for a second and I wave it around. Well, let's get going. I'm gonna start walking ahead of everyone else and just head on down the hole.
I'm right behind them.
I can't control my character.
Yikes.
You know what? That's going to be a forever thing. You and Logan swap places, all right? It's all good. When it matters to move along, I'll get it there. Don't you worry.
Are you just hazing, are you hazing the new people, Brad? Is this
I'm not trying.
Is this what it is?
I've tried every method I could to change it. It roll 20 every time it updates. One of you guys don't get access. That's just the new thing. So as you guys travel down, you're probably walking for about 5 minutes. The drift globe lighting up the room. You can see it's very, very bright. The floor itself is very dark mud, so even with a drift globe, it does look dark. The only thing that makes it noticeable to be a ground, or maybe the rocks that the light's reflecting off of. But eventually, the slope gets a little more intense, and I do need you guys to roll me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage as it becomes rough terrain. Onyx, you are accepted from this.
Alright, no.
You just do a deck. You don't need to do a saving throw at all.
Well, you guys get, I think it's +5 now.
Is it a +5?
It's class features.
Awesome. With the whatever, I get like a 9.
+5 to all
Yeah.
saving throws.
That's with the buff.
That is a 19 with his bonuses.
Okay, so both of you fail.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, Onyx, you see them start sliding.
Oh
As
shit!
the rough terrain kind of becomes a little tough, it becomes gravel, very loose gravel as they start to slide, and then the slope just becomes very smooth as they start to accelerate down the tunnel.
And I have my griffin fly ahead. He's very fast, and just grab him and hold their collars. Like grab them by their collars.
Roll me.
I communicate with him telepathically, up to a mile away.
Roll me. Let's just do dexterity then. Roll me a dexterity throw.
Griffin's
But yeah,
dex?
I do.
Yeah.
I know it's pretty
dice.
gross, but
Oh, you guys are going in. That was a 6.
yeah, you see the griffin go above you guys and try to grab you, but then just stop, and you guys continue to slide down. It goes for about maybe 20 seconds until you get to the bottom, and it's like a slide. It just slopes down.
I get down on my ass and slide after them. Fuck it. We're going in, boys. Yeehaw. Alright, I sent you the token, Brad, too.
I see it.
Yeah.
The three of you enter into this cave. You could tell that the very far side of this tunnel, as you're on just flat ground, is well lit with torches. Onyx, I apologize. Just give me a second.
You put 2
Tell
on
me.
Onyxes. You mean Rubio, sir?
Oh, I put 2 onyxes.
Those.
Onyx is double now. So you guys get to the end of the tunnel. The whole tunnel is just massively filled with just bouldering rocks going around a kind of a circular tunnel leading to the very end, where there's 2 giant wooden doors, and through the cracks of the wood you can tell that there's some sort of fire coming from it as the yellow kind of light is illuminating the cave, so you guys can see without the drift globe, and the sounds of drums are gotten a lot louder, but also the sounds of very, very young people singing come from behind that door, and the smell of burning flesh
There's a
pierces your
door?
nose.
Door at the
2
end of
massive
this?
doors at the very ends of this, yes.
How big?
I'd say they're about 20 feet tall each and 20 feet wide, so about 80 feet, give or take.
Hey, Rubio.
Hey,
I don't think a goblin could open that door. Maybe like 100 of them, if
Well,
maybe.
we do know there's a hobgoblin that is in charge of them.
that's what I was gonna say.
I'll probably have to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Well, now that you two have been to hell, you understand what I mean when I say smells like home, gentlemen.
I just
Those are
smell a
any
bunch
questions.
of
What?
grease for my armor.
You-
A lot of armor.
You're telling me that you like this smell?
Eh, when you're in a bad situation, all you can do is accept it. So I grew a very wee fondness of hell, if you know what I mean. Kind of like
Wait.
cabin fever.
We're gonna have to take you to a meadow so that you can smell really good smelling things, and then you will never like this again.
Do you know what a lavender plant is?
A lavender plant?
Yes.
No clue.
You know,
I grew up with fiery brimstone, not flowers.
you need a to teach you about plants. Specifically lavender.
I hear Kairu's quite infatuated with them. Maybe we'll have a nature walk, as they say. Enough about flowers. I believe we have some goblins to chit chat with.
What's Rubio's persuasion?
Half decent. Let me see. Let's see. Persuasion. I got like a +6. It's my charisma feat, so it's like it's my strongest shit.
That's it.
I have
Wow.
a +8.
I'm going more
+10.
intimidation as well. I got +10 intimidation.
I have +10.
I have
It's
a
okay.
+8 intimidation and a +8 deception.
See, we're the perfect people to go into this.
+10 performance and +10 persuasion. We're perfect for this job.
Oh, okay. Lead the way, King.
After you,
I'll do a
Manish.
little bow. Oh, they're too kind. And I'll head towards the door, but I'll keep a mindful eye and make sure there's no traps or pressure plates or
No.
sneakiness.
You could roll, but from the light and from the drift globe light, and you could visibly tell that this is a plain room. There wouldn't be any traps, but by looking around a lot, you're seeing shadows coming from the very top of these rocks. And if any of you were to look up, you're seeing goblins holding on to the rocks just way above you guys, probably 20, 30 feet in the air, just looking down on you, watching you as you walk towards the entrance.
Is
Only
the
know
door
that-
like open or ajar or anything like that?
No, as you get up to the door, once again, is this massive door, and there are two big handles for anyone of your size, a medium or large creature, to open. And below those doors are tiny doors for small creatures and tiny creatures to enter into as well, with their own little tiny door handles.
I've heard
I
of
like
a
that.
factory made of chocolate, much like this.
Yeah, did you? That's really cool. Moving on.
I'm gonna look back at the lads and say, nothing wrong with knocking. I'm gonna take the pommel of my rapier and just go boom, boom, boom.
I just had a quick question.
Every-
Do any of us speak Goblin?
Not at all.
This is- And as the boom, boom, boom hits the door, silence. And then close to, I'd say 100 different tiny footsteps comes charging towards the door. The door sprint open, and that's where we travel to Raven and
Nice.
Jim Jam as they walk up to the villagers, as they see probably a nice elderly man, a young woman, and a broad young lad with a missing right arm,
Hey,
right coming through the border towards the Republic.
Gonna like shoulder my bow, gonna put my hands up. Hey, just ranger in these parts, just a lot of people. Just is everything all right?
No, it's not. I mean, yes, but no.
Well, yes, yes, and yes or no, yes and no.
Well, the monsters are gone, so yes. Some fucking crazy druid, I guess, freed us.
Sounds
And-
great.
Well, when the Darklands took over, we were all held captive in our cities, towns, and villages by the Dark Army and the monsters that Severa created.
All right,
For
seems
some
like so far a
reason-
good thing.
Greenery came, and everyone just started running. So we all ran hundreds and hundreds of us died along the way, but majority of us left. There are still thousands of our people that managed to not get out and got locked back in the cities. I don't know what happened to them.
Where are y'all heading?
Well, I was hoping to go to the Republic and speak with this new king, this King Apophis, and I hope to get his army with Sir Rollo to come and aid us in freeing the rest of the prisoners.
I'll be honest, I don't think he's in, but if from the scant amount of time I spent in the vicinity of him, I think his wife might be the one in charge anyway, and she's in town, as far as I know.
Okay.
No, like physically too. Honestly, it doesn't seem healthy. I don't know why it puts up with it, and honestly, I don't know why she puts up with it to a certain degree.
Abused?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. But you know what? Honestly, I just met him. He could deserve it.
Should I even be going to the Republic for help?
Nah, it's probably yeah. Go for it.
But you said the wife beats the king is standing in front of you guys. How the fuck do you see that shit? It must be public as hell.
Yeah, it was actually incredibly public. It was incredibly public. It was in the street, in fact. But you know, how was that deception? It was the truth. She did do it.
I guess. Okay, no. Don't roll deception.
She smacked him in the street.
Yeah, I guess. No, she totally did. I had forgotten.
Holy fuck! What a woman!
No, yeah, she'll be a great protector, I feel like. So if y'all, yeah, that's probably a good place. I mean, do I know how far away we are currently?
Half a day's travel.
All right, but like, all right, y'all are about half a day's travel. I would, if you're losing people, I'd maybe slow down, take a spell. Like, this is pretty verdant right now. I mean, I see there's like a big old berry bush right here. I'm pretty sure it's, non-poisonous. Like, y'all could take a break.
We've already taken a break at right on the hill leading down towards the lagoon lake. There's a very nice knight. He has made fortress. He looks just like you.
As he points over to a raven.
Big, great red dragonborn has been helping us. He made a refugee.
No, that's very cool.
Oh, fuck, it sounded like some sort of thorn something. Thornfield.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell.
But he is down south. So, I mean, yes, it is. It's backwards. But, what? So...
Okay, now that I got the notes finally up.
So, the biggest issue all the villagers and slaves have been getting problems with heading towards the Republic, Eansdod and Zuskia, is the dragons.
What, like, how many? And like actual dragon? Like, I'm gonna point at my steed Drake.
No,
like this, or more like
created dragons. Dragons.
Oh, like a big. Well, like, are they young? Are they young?
I don't fucking know. I haven't wanted to face it. I ran. I'm old. Well, that's. I don't know. I would recommend talking to Thornfield.
Well, all right. Well, keep on heading this direction. I'm going to use my ranger talent to kind of give them the best way to get back to the Republic. That'll be easiest for them. So, they won't necessarily lose any more people.
Oh, no. So you, Raven, would know several different safe paths, and Jim, you would know as well. So the intuition of following the Raven, and probably the Raven taking it as well, travels them through Calmardia and a safe travel path to the Republic. As you see tons of people now following this Raven, you're seeing probably 2,000 to 3,000 people follow this Raven.
Okay. Wait, is that your dad? You keep on making. Is it actually your dad, or is this like a weird in joke? Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, get to meet family and everything. I don't even know who my dad is. Oh, I mean, I'm not like sad or. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a very common thing. You know, dads go off to war. You know, don't come back. You never really get to meet them. You know, I was thinking about it. I thought you maybe mentioned something before. You know, what would happen if we strung up my broom to your hippogriff and maybe gave me like a little tow? I didn't quite catch that through the guttural blurps coming out of your mouth, but I think that was a. Is.
One second. Let me open up something.
Would I know? So the Baba Yaga's broom, it's like kind of like a broom of flying. Do I know if it does anything else?
Broom of you did roll for that last session, I believe.
Yeah, is it just a broom of flying, or has it got
That's
like
all you
extra?
know. That's
Okay.
all you would know, sadly, from your roll. Raven, roll me sleight of hand. Okay, yeah,
Oh.
you managed to do that fucking perfectly. The knot gets tied to the tail of the hippogriff, and as you both get on to test this theory, it's accurate. It's yanking it. You're just basically allowing this broom to levitate, so it's not dragging too much, and it's just the hippogriff pulling the weight of you, which does take your speed down by 5 feet, though.
That ain't bad,
The
though.
hippogriff can't take that much weight. Yep. So you dash, and it probably takes you about 45 minutes to get to where they had possibly suggested as taking from the smoke coming up. And both your backgrounds of certain soldiers, you could tell this isn't a fire, like a bad fire smoke. This is a campfire smoke. And you guys land down. There we go. And as you do, you're introduced to the Shadow Riders. And as there are tons of Shadow Riders, you can see villagers dressed in all white getting added. Why is my music being so mean to me? Come on. As you see all the Shadow Riders kind of handing off the villagers and slaves new clothes to wear. There's only so much of them as they don't have a high supply of all this stuff. So what do you do?
Well, I figured. Yep.
Yeah, that was me. Don't worry about it. And it should be back on now. As you walk up, you said to the guy with the red armor as one. Oh, Theronfold kind of peeks his head out of one of the tents and looks at you, and you could see him for a minute, just the face of pure adolescent joy. And then you can see that he got hit with some sort of sad realization. And he looks depressed as he starts to walk up to you.
Hello. Who is this?
Jim Thorin Quinalesti, but you can call me Jim the Jim or just Jim.
I will call you by your name, Jimathorn Cornelesti.
Fine, hey, I'll take it.
What do you talk about? Dragons? Who told you this? How many made it?
Thousands, right? Like thousands? I mean, it was hundreds, thousands. It was a good amount.
I wonder how they're doing then.
As you see, he gets puzzled by a thought. You can tell he's happy, but there's something he's not telling you guys.
It seems like there's something you're not telling us.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you just state the obvious.
Yeah, I mean, we're just acting so I mean,
Why are you a gem?
I mean, because look at me.
You're
I'm
extinct.
literally.
It's the fact that they're extinct and they have been for 7 generations.
Well, I guess they ain't.
Okay, Jimathorn, think for a minute. Have you ever seen another gem Dragon Ball?
Have I ever seen another gem dragon?
Roll me history with advantage.
Dan, you're muted on Twitch.
So that
No,
is
not
a
who?
net 16 plus 0, so 16.
16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, you've never. Ever.
I mean, I always thought I was just like kind of one of a kind thing, you know.
For someone that is seeming kind of smart, you're just like my son. But regardless, dragons. You really want to take on more dragons.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Look over.
Well, you can help me then. We've been managing to take care of one of the 5. Zafira, when I believe it was the lieutenant of the World Tree. No one knows yet, but somebody freed this land of the darkness, and the second we saw it, we decided to travel out. The entire Shadow Army is out here for some reason. Our powers have advanced. I feel stronger than ever since the lands have been free, and I don't know why.
Do you know what flavor of dragon we might be perchance walking into?
A blue or a red. You can
Blue
fight
or red?
electric or a fire. They
You know what?
out.
Let's go blue if you don't mind. And I'm gonna like look at my Drake, knowing that my connection with it gives me assistance to it.
Let's do that. If you can figure out where they are. All we know is there are 5 dragons scattered throughout Andor. We have no fucking idea which ones there are, but we've seen the red and the blue in the general area, wiping out people.
Do we know how old they are?
One seems to be very ancient, and the other seems to be pretty young. Maybe
Which which one's the pretty young one?
the blue.
All right, yeah, I'm getting more and more sold on this blue one as you keep on talking about it. So I think that's a good place to start. You know, you start low and then you get high. You know, take out the young bloods first.
Well, I'm letting you know this. There are hundreds of thousands of people scattered throughout this land walking and trying to get free. Any battlefield you make will have civilians in it. You have
Well-
to find a way to fight this thing without fighting it on the ground. Or if you do fight it, find an isolated area. There will be no citizens harmed.
I mean, I wasn't planning on harming any citizens. Do you
No,
have a
you
good
are
place?
not gonna- You're not going to harm citizens. A fucking dragon will, and it's Ryder.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you know, is there a good place that we could set up this prom date?
Prom date.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
He's
not.
he's funny, but it's all good.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. Travel. Look around. The lagoon lake no one goes near due to the mer people, but you certainly can.
You know, mer
Sirens,
people.
to be exact.
They friendly?
Go find out.
Are you good at
Sounds
tracking,
like,
Jim?
that sounds like a no. You say what?
Are you good at tracking?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a tracker. You know, I've done my time.
The way your voice went up and down makes me believe that you're not. But
Very, very.
IRL, my survival is not peak. Been around though.
All right, so I guess it is getting dark. Do you really want to fight a dragon in pitch black, or do you want to make camp here for the night?
we probably camp here for the night. Head out first thing in the morning.
Also,
Right,
quick clarifying question: are y'all gonna help fighting this dragon, or are you just gonna kind of leave
Yeah,
it to
well,
us to?
There's a yellow and a green and a white dragon to deal with. We're needed elsewhere. My place is here, helping making sure people get to a certain place, telling them where to go.
I'm gonna look over at Ray and like, I don't know if just like you and me are gonna be able to take out like, and even if it's pretty young, if it's still like an adult, I feel like we can get our knocks, our blocks knocked off. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I feel like we're gonna get our asses kicked.
Oh. No, I don't think so. Well, why don't we sneak up there, judge it from afar, and if it looks to the slightly adult age, maybe we don't do it. I'd at least like to get eyes on it.
All right, I guess that's fair.
Where is Gnaw? You need that little fire, but where's Cause? Where the fuck is the rest of your party?
All right, so listen. We had a lot of shit to do in a tiny amount of time, so we kind of went like whoop, 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 and we got a bunch of people doing different things, and we're just trying to get it all handled and stuff.
For some reason, it was real important that they killed a bunch of goblins, which I felt like is a lot like grunt work. But
no, he's trying to get the goblins to fight on our side.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
goblins, not orcs, right? Goblins,
right?
Cyclopses, right?
What?
Big one-eyed guys we fought back in Southern.
Like shut up. We're gonna go stay to eat. We're gonna get something to eat. We're gonna sleep. We're gonna find a blue dragon in the morning, and if it thinks it's doable, we're gonna kill it. And then we've got to go get to the place we were going. Anyway,
the Empire.
We got to get there, and then we gotta. I'm probably gonna have to apologize because King's a douche, and I called him out on his nonsense. So I'm probably gonna have to, eat my words or let Jim Jam talk. But until then, we're gonna sleep, and then in the morning we're gonna fuck shit up.
He turns his head to Jim Jam and just looks you right in the eyes.
Don't do that alone. If you're from the Great Empire, you know better. Don't go in there just the two of you. If you could fight a dragon, maybe. But if not, really heading to the Great Empire. Purple worm just scattered everywhere. You're just gonna go there alone.
It's gonna be fun.
There's purple worms scattered everywhere? I didn't... Would I know about purple worms in this context?
This would confuse your character. Maybe you would have traveled on main roads, but...
I mean, I traveled quite a bit in the Empire. I don't remember purple worms being that much of an issue. I mean, I guess I didn't.
You can go and find out. But regardless, it's time to nap.
It's time to nap. I'm going nappies, boy.
I'll get my blanket, my teddy bear.
I'm gonna get my blanket. We're gonna go nappies.
I'm gonna go nap.
And he turns and he heads towards his tent, and as he walks towards his tent, he stops, and you can see that there's probably like 9 barrels of ale to the right of his tent. He just reaches out, one hand grabs a full barrel of ale and just heads into his tent.
I'm gonna sneak over there and snatch one for me and Jim Jam.
Perfect. And as you head over there and you get ready to sneak, this is where we travel back to Kailu and Cards, as riding on Mulder for probably a good 45 minutes. You make your way to... Jesus Christ, why is it always just not doing what I want ever? I love Roll20. I don't regret leaving Owlbarrow at all. And the two of you make your way to... Oh, come on. Sorry, technical difficulties. My computer loves me so dearly.
Wouldn't be a Beards and Barbarians without it.
Please. I bet you guys can see the screen, but I sure as hell can't. Are you looking at a map with a kind of a circular...
Yes.
Yeah. With some red, some pink, some purple, some blue, and there's like a purple circle. Yeah.
As you approach the location, Mulder kind of bows down and lets you off, and he smiles towards you guys. We'll see you later. I got places to go, things to do, people to see. I'm well known in this part, just like your cars. I'm pretty famous. And he starts to jot off.
Be safe.
Will do. And as you kind of look at this location that you've been given on your know, and obviously the void, because you come into a bald spot in this forest, there is a giant, massive circle on the ground with rocks, and there are rocks with glowing blue inscriptions, just kind of like glowing. And around them are lavender bushes, just leading all across into a circular faction. From here, what do you do?
Well, first, Kailu's definitely gonna take her book out and make sure that there's a little scribbling of what she's seeing, because this is pretty cool, and it might be pertinent to have drawn out later. And like, it's probably safe enough. Actually, now that I'm considering it, does Kailu get any? Probably won't, but does Kailu get like a safe vibe off of this? Because it looks magical in nature, and magic can sometimes be not ideal.
You feel very at home for some reason. Very, very, very homely. The environment, the trees, the nature, the sound, the smells, just the environment itself is making you feel like you're at home at the World Tree. And the second you're looking at the giant just circle on the ground made of stones, you're realizing, like, for some reason, you're envisioning the World Tree.
Well, it looks safe enough to me. And she's just gonna give Cars a look before she, like, steps on into the circle.
So, right, what does Cars do before, as she's walking towards it?
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna stop her. Definitely, like, seems ominous. Sees you walk in and just step in. It's like the and follows along. Like similar to like how you guys were walking through before the centaur came in. Like wherever your last foot was his planting foot to jump in with you.
So, as the two of you approach the circle, suddenly the rocks just start violently shaking. They start to float in the air and then spin around in one big circle, going faster and faster until it's just one giant glowing blue circular line. Then a plasmal sound that makes all of the noises become reductant. They form a beam that shoots into the sky, a light blue energy, and it goes up far past the clouds, piercing the sky itself, creating a portal. Then as a moment passes, all your senses gets filled with vibrations from this portal, and suddenly, Ferrer Everborn walks out of the void, a medium-height human with a rough, messy black hair, sharp eyebrows that hover over his glowing blue eyes. He has a thick nose and a square jawline, wearing a leather vest and fur arm pads with cloth pants and a symbol in the center of his belt that belongs to the druids of the World Tree. And this is where we're going to take a quick break and go to intermission for about 10 minutes and come back to see what Kailu and Cars do.
All right. Quick intermission. 10 minutes, Dagan, you got your timer?
You're muted.
Quick 10 minutes, Dagan, you got your timer? Perfect.
Yeah. Come on.
Indeed.
And as we come back from the break, Kailu and Cars get introduced with a plasmal beam shooting into the sky past the stars, opening up a portal as a man with nice messy hair and a druid outfit walks out that Kailu would recognize from the World Tree. And he kind of just stares at you guys and he says nothing.
Well, hello. Are you perchance Ferrer?
Yes, I am. Hello, nice to meet you. I know you. You're Cause.
Nice.
You're with the big guy that killed my dog.
What dog? Wait.
Tiberius.
You see Car's face go like look back and forth between Kailu and this guy.
Kailu's just kind of like, oh no, I wasn't here for that.
No, I don't know.
Then he's gonna like lean over to this other guy.
I've killed a lot of things I don't remember, dog. I don't know if that makes it worse or not.
Well, I forget faces at this point, so I understand. What? I guess you're here to see the void, right?
Yes, I would love to see the void. Oh, but I have a bit of a message or a gift to give you. I don't know that this is the appropriate place, but I do have something that someone else has asked to pass to you.
Oh. Well, I mean, you've brought me a Bahir, you've brought me a Medusa, and you've brought me the presence of you and a king of the Zaskia Empire. I mean, like, what more could you give me?
And she just kind of like opens her bag and, hesitates a second as she finds the chewed up dog toy. Or not, I guess it's technically not a dog toy, but it's a chewed up toy. And holds it out. Your brother says hello.
He's absolutely frozen this move, and then he takes it from you and he stares at it. Obviously, like visibly for you two, he's living a memory. And then just a simple and he walks into the void, leaving the portal wide open.
Kylo's just gonna look at cars and then look back to the void. I guess he wants us to follow.
Yeah. Yep, that's social cues. I picked that up too.
So yeah, Kylo's gonna follow after him.
Yeah, cars will follow you.
As you guys kind of walk into the void, you are just instantly blinded by a bright blue light as you open your eyes. Come on, roll 20! There we go.
Right, just like,
you were introduced to a bright blue light, and as you open your eyes, you were introduced to this magical blue sky. This blue sky is filled with like 1,000 moving stars within it, moving through it like water, leaving behind ripples wherever they go. The sky, but the sky also leads all the way down to below you. But as you look down below your feet, an adult green dragon goes flying from below you to above your head as it rushes past where you're standing, flying off into the distance somewhere to either hang out or do his own thing. You realize that you're standing on an invisible platform, and wherever you move, this platform moves with you. And as you look around this island, there are 3 floating rocks that make up small islands, one with a grand waterfall leading down to the biggest island, but this waterfall is moving in all directions with merfolk swimming up and down the stream. Each island has varieties of monsters, creatures, and beasts. You hear your noses are hit with the sense of fresh air, and the smell of springs fill your senses. From here, Ferrer turns around and he hands you both bracelets. You'll be needing these. Trust me. Put them on.
Kylo immediately puts it on. That's not a question. She also has her book out immediately and is just like half telepathically adding things to the book and also half like physically adding it.
Okay. As you put on the bracelets, your entire body gets shocked from noises and sounds and critter noises just blasting from around you turn into talking. This bracelet gives you not only speak with all creatures, it allows you to speak with monsters and beasts, understanding all the languages. And he smiles. That's a gift, temporary. I want it before you leave. But to enjoy the void, that's what you have to do. But you're here. Okay. And he turns around and he just decides to fly, and the whole atmosphere around him turns into just like a puddle holding onto his chest as he just soars through the air. What do you guys do?
He put the bracelet on too.
Not exactly what I thought the void would look like. But nice, I think.
This platform is a little disconcerting, but I must admit I'm a little overwhelmed with how much there is. I knew that there would be a creature of every kind here, but this is quite good for my bestiary.
Kind of missed that debrief. See, I heard the word void and I went, it's gonna be a dark place. It's gonna demons, devils. Yeah, just not exactly what I thought. I guess it's fine. It's fine. I should have asked for an explanation.